World cinema. Focus. What makes a good film? The plot, the actor, the special effects? Do you see many films that aren't made in Hollywood? If so, where are they found? No sex, no violence, just film. Despite it deserves Islamic censorship and taboos, Iranian cinemas attract a world cult following, says Gulf Brown. Imagine yourself as the filmmaker in post-revolutionary Iran instead of shooting at Universal Studios. The venues for your creative labors is called the Studios of the Voice and Portrait of the Islamic Revolutions of Iran. Perhaps your cameras are out on location in the street. Your film project has already jumped 3 censorship handles imposed by government agencies: synopsis approval, script approval, and cast and crew approval. Now, all that is left is to make the film, get the government final thumbs up, and be given an exhibition license. But you cannot relax for one moment. Your leading lady, should you have one, must not be a seductive beauty, nor must there be any physical contact between man and female, even if the characters are man and wife or brother and sister. No violence, naturally. Nor can any character burst into song. To the West, it may seem almost inconceivable that great and entertaining films could emerge from such restrictions, all put in place at different times since Iran's Islamic Revolution. Yet, each year a miracle happens. Iran's films has regularly invited to the festivals, wins prizes including the Palme d'Or at Cannes, and have become a cult among the cinema aficionado. To understand this remarkable phenomenon, we must backtrack to the height of the Islamic revolutions in 1978 to 1979. 180 cinemas around the country were burnt down during the revolution, testament to the way films has come to be seen as part of the post-SARS-Western leanings. Filmmakers sailed off into the new era timidly, afraid of trading on tools and risky punishment. Sticky areas such as religions were best avoided altogether. Women too were for a time thought too hard to handle, but children seemed safe and cheap too. Yet there was much more than expediency involved. Making films about youngsters growing pains was an ideal way to do your bit for a society rebuilding itself around Muslim values. Visually, such films tend to be as decorous and simple as their characters, far removed from Hollywood's bedlam, and the West loved them for it. When Iranian films first broke through internationally in the late 60s, they seemed just one brand existed among many. Now, they appear unique. Films on the human scale, they refresh our judged eyes. Not that old Iranian cinema is classy enough to reach the West cinema festivals and art houses. They make their tours like everyone else, and a chasm sometimes exists between the films aimed at local audience and those obviously prepared to the charm's outsider. The best have the potential to please both camps, such as The Apple, about 2 teenagers' daughters kept virtuous prisoners by their father, and Paranoid can still raise up among government bodies. One part of the episode films, Tales of Kish, was redrawn from the won the AFF Films Festival, Aaron's international showcase, because the 13-year-old heroine shows too much hair under her scarf. Despite hints at throwing attitudes and irony in films that supinely abs Western's weight in no way in sight. For all the champions at individuals' restrictions, that must be a sign of artistic health. The Times. Comprehensions. 1. Where do Iranian film makers make their film? 2. How are Iranian leading ladies different from those in Hollywood? 3. Are Iranian films popular abroad? Justify your answer. 4. What are the advantages of using children in film? 5. Explain briefly in your own words how Iranian films are different. 6. How close are Iranian films to copy Western ones? Discussion. What are the strengths of the Iranian film compared to ones from Hollywood? 2. What kind of films in Hollywood good at making? 3. What kind of films are made in your own country? Are they successful? Why? Why not? 4. Do you prefer films produced in your own country or in Hollywood? Why? 5. Do you think Hollywood has too much power? If so, how can that be changed? 6. How have films changed over the last 20 years? How do you think that is? 7. Do you think the cinema will still exist in $100 time? How will it be changed? A. Will other countries ever be able to match the power of Hollywood to make film? We've done Volcanoes and Twister. We need another movie about a nature disaster, and the first marriage came to mind. Activity. A role play. Working group of 3 or 4. Your producers searching for a new blockbuster. Decide what kind of film you want to make. Romance, thriller, science fiction. Now decide how you will divide up your budgets using the chart on the right. You have $100 million to spend, and you have various options. 3-star is the highest quality, but the highest price. You can't have everything, so prioritize. Think carefully what type of films you are making, and that should help decide your budget. Good luck. Compare your ideas with those of other groups. Which group you think has the best chance of having a hit? Star. 25 million, 15 million, 5 million. Sporting actors. 55 million, 35 million, 15 million. Director. 10 million, 5 million, 1 million. Locations, sets. 35 million, 22 million, 12 million. Costumes, 12 million, 8 million, 5 million. Scripts, 4 million, 2 million, 1 million. 13. Music, 13 million, 8 million, 4 million. Special effects, 40 million, 17 million, 8 million. B. Read the reviews of the last films you saw that wasn't a Hollywood productions. Give brief details of the plot, the film's strength and weakness, and your recommendation. Read the reviews done by other students, and if you can, go and see the films. Ammunition box. Keywords. Production. The process of making the film. To direct. To manage or control the film. Storyline. The events in the film. Performance. To act in the films or play. Score. The music that accompanies the film. Photography, the image of the film. Handy hint. Hollywood studios spend an average budget of $60 million on a film. However, they only make a profit a third of the time. A list stars of the late 20th century, such as Arnold Schwarzenegger and John Travolta, can earn over $20 million per film. Indian cinema, known as Bollywood, is the world's largest producer of films with over 27,000 produced to date. Americans on average go to the movies 4.5 times a year, Canadians 2.8 times. Video receipts brings in 3 times the amount of film receipts. Networking. Find out about the film industry in your country. Compare style of films made in different countries. Books. Easy Rider Rankings Book by Peter Biscay. Hollywood's Films and Videos Guide 2000 by John Walker. The Complete Films Dictionary by Errol Kensberg. Films. Boogie Nights, 1997, directed by Paul Thomas Anderson. Website. africinemedias.org